Good morning from Yummy B TV. Wishing you all well. Sending loads of love to you all on another bleak morning coming from down here. I feel a little bit better than yesterday, but my head still feels a bit gazy. I think some of you were right about that thing. What kind of thing is it? But it's not, I haven't been in real trouble. It's just like symptoms. The phlegm's getting lesser and lesser. Big stuff coming up this week. You lot get ready. Starting from tomorrow, I deliver the first bomb. Later on in the week, there's a massive explosion going off on Yummy B TV. Bob Matthews, you do well to be listening to that one, my boy. I think you've gotten on to who is coming to Yummy B TV. And all those questions and surmising and debating and who said what and they said what, there's never anyone better than hearing it from the horse's mouth himself. So we know we're talking about maybe his father might have been a legendary hitman, but we're going to go into it and he will break it down clinically. Now, this morning, right, I tried to have a little jog, not feeling quite strong because, I've been doing my running lately. This morning, I was having little bits of laughter to myself when I remember the window warriors down the Cat A's, down in those segregations, and the dynamics and how it really, really works. And I'll try and do the best I can to give you a proper insight into what takes place when all characters are down the block in the hole at the same time, right? So I was going back to a particular time. It would have been round about just about after 2000, and I was getting lie downs quite a lot during that time. And the thing about the blocks, right, there's the kind of characters, like if you've got Charlie McGee, rest in peace, from Bedford as well, pretty hyperactive, talks really fast and that. You got Perry Geroni, who's king of the one-liners. Perry, really, really, probably one of the funniest geezers that you'll ever meet, Perry. Think about the old days, Johnny Ash, right? I think Johnny Ash is rest in peace as well now. Johnny Ash got a 22 back in the day. He was on the roof in Parkhurst way back in the day, Johnny Ash as well, and his brother Eddie Ash from South London, right? And then you think you got China Waters from Birmingham. Poor China. He's lovely geezer, China. I feel sorry for him as well. But his thinking skills are not quite up to scratch, though. But we love him. We won't say too much. But I'm Peppy Brown, and you got Daniel Cummins down there, and you got John McFadden, Big John, right? John can tell a good one as well out the window. And of course, you may even have Ferdinand down there, the one that threw the hot fat over the prisoner. So I'm hearing he's doing another life sentence and that. So I think Sarah Jane Baker mentioned that as well. But Ferdy practically lived down the seg all his natural life, right? So you take all these characters, right? And then think about if Bronson's down there as well. So, and then of course you get the ones that come down that are even, their thinking skills are even worse than the ones that haven't got no thinking skills. And you can hear them asking the prison officers or the crew silly questions of, will I get my kit? Or will I get, oh God, my baby just messaged. Good morning. What was I going to say? They ask the questions like when you ask them in the Cat A's, like, when will I get my canteen? Will I get a chance to use the phone? You know, the ones that haven't really done a lot of block time, or they've forgotten about it, but they really are fall into the vulnerable category. And then they come to the window, they say, has anyone got a roll up? Or has anyone got, in the Cat A's, unless you're kind of established or you know people and blah, 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 you're not going to not know no one and go to the window and get a roll up straight away. Unless you've got the kind-hearted ones that go, yeah, because the minute he says yeah to you, you're going to have the whole block come, yeah, this one then as well and all that. No one, it's not really feasible, right? Unless, of course, like I said, the people are known to you, but Johnny Ash was a living place because, when people haven't got nothing better to do, they want to come to the window and talk. I'm not saying that loads of men can't do that. Bang up and just pick up a book or do a circuit in there and just, regroup your thoughts from what's happened on the wing. And, you know what I mean? I used to love the solitude. I used to do the Bruce Lee one. The minute the door used to stand down the block, I was going, all right, out of the jungle now. That's all over. Have a lie down there. And I just used to lie down. Totally at peace. Totally at ease, Yummy B. Nothing. Can't faze me. They used to say to me down the block, your behaviour's better down here, really, Yami, than it is up there. Because I well, yeah, cool, sweet, boom, walk past, boom, 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 boom. But I used to get everyone calling me at the window. I used to feel bad sometimes because I was lying in bed and, the vulnerable ones, Yami, thing. And then, when two people fight and you know them both and you hear the bell going and they come down the block and I know that side, I know that side. And he says, Yami, he hit me in front of the screws. Yami, he's a pussy and this and that. And I'm just going, yeah, I don't really know which way to bend it. I said, listen, I'm going to talk to you both. I'm writing something, right? I'll get back to you. Yami, the stuff that you don't know in it. It's madness now. Johnny Ash used to do that one. When people used to come to the window and ask silly questions, he used to go, lay down. And then everybody start laughing. Or when you bang the cell door and you call, officer, and all that, because, men grown, category A, established, higher up, prisoners, they're going to take the piss out of you. I'm afraid they're going to take, Johnny Ash was a master, Perry Geroni. Perry Geroni would say, would you want would you want it shaken and not stirred? What you after? You know what I mean? What you like you ask, can I have a sugar? Can I have a milk powder? Because what he's really saying, Perry Geroni, what do you expect when you're down here? You're not really going to get much. What you after? You know what I mean? Perry Geroni. It's good when everybody's down the block at the same time because it can be funny at night. All there is loads of noise because a lot of men could sleep in the day. But of course, the window warriors, right? When the name calling starts, when you start getting mugged off and that. Now, John McFadden, it's happened to, Ferdy's the killer. He's the killer. We've talked about him before. He will make you feel so bad about yourself that you're wishing that you could see him and that you want to kill him. Because the stuff that he's talking about, you're a pussy, you lost that fight, and this, you were nothing. And John McFadden would just be listening, all right. They kind of got on at different times. Now, it's horrible when you're on the receiving end, right? When the Warriors, when you get someone you don't really know, right? He's on, you don't get to have exercise with him. So you're not going to get a chance to see him. He goes out, so he does everything everybody's under escort, but some of us down the block can have exercise on the yard together, so that if there's any disputes, we can all have it on the yard, right? But one time when it happened to me, this geezer was slagging me off, calling me all the names under the sun. I was just lying there, like thinking, boy, how am I going to, if I could get my hands on him kind of thing, right? So other people say to me, boy, listen, mind what you did, don't do what you did. One of those mornings, I had to go, where did I have to go? No, I had to go to the shower. Because in the mornings you have to make applications, shower, phone call, chaplain, you know what I mean, various, things requested from your cell upstairs if you're allowed them, if you're not on CC, if you're on GOAD, good order and discipline. So when I came out, I was fuming, this geezer that was 2 doors away from me, he was in the phone box. So when I came out, because 2 screws were going round that way of the landing, right? So you can guess where we are. So they're going round that way, and I've got 2 screws unlocking my door saying, yeah, get your towel, get your kit, going into the shower room, right? But I'm clocking and I'm thinking, where them 2 screws going there? They're going to open the phone box. He's finished his call, because before my door was open, I could hear him tapping on the plastic to say, yeah, I'll finish my call, which would mean the staff are going there. Normally, it doesn't always work out that someone's going to get unlocked and someone else is going to get unlocked at the same time. But when it's really busy, you can't help but you've got to get everybody done so that others can get their stuff done, because a lot of applications get done for showers, exercise, phone calls, etc., etc. So I'm gambling and I'm stalling. I dropped my towel on purpose on the floor. So when I heard the key to the phone box open, they've got him. So yeah, back to your cell, they're saying to the skeezer, walking with the phone, so he's walking past. I'm thinking he's got to walk past me because I got to go to the shower. He's got to go to his cell. But I'm thinking, Yami, you can't do a move like, I said, yes, I can. I'm down here for a month. It's not really going to matter, is it? And after all, when am I going to get another chance to see this geezer again? So as we're walking, he's looking at the corner, out of the corner of his eye. As we got closer and closer, right, I went, bang, I caught him flush good, and then all the screws were just pushing it, yeah, he did it, but he didn't have no time to recover. So then I went off again, and then they didn't know who to hold or what to hold, but it worked out that they was holding him. They done that with Belfield that day. Remember when they wrestled him on the floor, they let me kick him and all that, right? But anyway, they got to push me back into the cell and all that, and then I was celebrating, right? So I missed my shower and all that. So at the window, I was laughing. Everyone was laughing. Yeah, blooded up your nose, Portsea hole and all that. Some more jokes at the window, right? Imagine then later on, everybody's gassed down. Oh, it's so funny, man. Daniel Cummins will be going. Daniel Cummins has just had a fight with Pepe Brown, right? Right, Daniel Cummins going to have a row. Now, Pepe's calling me, Hammy, because he can't read and write or nothing. I don't think Pepe's dyslexic. So, you know, I feel so. Some guys, China, Pepe, there's loads of lifers like that. You think, how did you ever get life? Must have been peer pressure. You just didn't. You don't. No one should be doing life, but you think. I often wondered how they fell into, you know, them crimes that got them life. Daniel Cummins will shout out like, Yami, go on. Yami's the preacher. Yami, give him advice. But Daniel Cummins is obviously likes me, but he's taking a piss out of Pepe even more. Yami. You know that he's saying because Pepe can't really do the time behind the door. To be honest, there's a few that can't handle. They have to talk to someone. They'll go and get the Samaritans. They'll get this. They put an application. They struggle really bad with the bang up, mate. One of the funniest ones, right? John McFadden, he was fuming, right? I can't name the geezer's name, but in the morning, one morning, John put up with a lot for about 4 days. The screws can really favour people, to stir people. They don't mean they like one side or another. They might just hate both sides. And one morning, John got his wish. The exercise yard, it was a Sunday morning, just like this. They opened the yard. The geezer that was running off his mouth with John McFadden, the gate open, and they were going on like they were short of staff, and they just, because you get a cage there and a cage there and a cage there, but they were in that cage there's like 3 of us who we're not on that strict regime with the shields and that. And so you get 3 of us in a cage because we're under the same kind of ruling down the block. That means we're going up soon. So the other yard had a high risk category. I think Gary Vinter was in there. No one would have exercise with him. So they put John McFadden, instead of putting John McFadden past, they put John McFadden with the geezer that was running when the gate shut. And John was standing there in his t-shirt. You should have seen the geezer. He just melted completely. If ever he wishes the floor could, and started going guff, and John was just walking towards him. John gave him a punch that he didn't get up from for about 10 minutes, and then they pressed the bell. But they must have known what they was going to do that day, right? This is the kind of stuff that happens down those catties, segregations. The biggest one I'll give you at the end, right, this video, was, you know, when everyone's talking at the window, right, and everyone's like, yeah. Who comes down? Warren Slaney. And you know everyone's 30. John McFadden, you know, let's be real about everything. Apart from if he likes you, Warren, he'll call you straight away when he comes down the block. Yummy! Boom, right? Because he makes noises like that, Warren. You know that people start laughing because he does some funny things behind the door. You can hear him saying in his cell, right? So we won't say hello. He won't go to the block and go and see. But it was interesting that as soon as he stepped down the block, a lot of people stopped talking at the window. I swear, facts. And you think that presence and thing that was Warren holds, right? I said, I'm a bed enough. I know he's going to call me. You lot know he's going to call me down there in Leicester. So, yeah, me. I'm going to get up for Warren, obviously. But all the hyperactivity from all of those people down, as soon as Warren comes, it's a different thing. If you don't say hello to him, he's not going to acknowledge you. And if you do try and make conversation with him, he might make you look small out the window. Coming up later on, this has gone on a bit, but I hope you liked it. Live tonight, we ride proper.